Hello everyone. How are you all? Fine. I'm also fine. Okay students, today we will discuss your 11th chapter, that is Networks Advanced Concept. In the previous chapter, that is your 10th chapter, that is Networks and Introduction. In the previous chapter we will discuss about the basic concepts of the network. I hope you all know about the what is network and what are the types of the networks. Okay, what is network? Network can be defined as a group or interconnection of two or more computers enabling the communication with each other. That means computers are connected with each other with the help of the network.
We can able to share our data and the hardware resources on the internet. Okay, now when many computers are connected in a network, when they send their information simultaneously, that means when the many computers are connected in a network, their simultaneous exchange of information will create a confusion to us. To avoid this, some rules are developed. These rules is known as a protocols. Okay, so this like for example, a class is a place where the students interact and exchange the information with each other. Similarly, computer network also works on the same principle. In the computer network, all the computers are connected on the network and they can able to share the information with each other. But it is useful, it is fruitful only when their exchange information is going smoothly. Okay, so for to ensure that protocol is introduced. So see what is the definition of the protocol. Protocol in a computer science can be defined as a set of rules or procedures for transmitting the data between the electronic devices such as the computers. Okay, it can be defined as a predefined rules which help us to regulate or to govern the communication between the computers. Okay, in order for computers to exchange the information, there must be a pre-existing agreement as to follow how the information will be structured and how each side will be receive or send the data. So these are all the predefined rules which will be decided before the communication will be start. Okay, so these rules which can be defined as what type of the data may be transmitted and what commands are used to send and receive the data and how data are to be confirmed. So these are the rules we have to be defined in the protocol. Protocol exists for the several applications. For example, if you want to transfer one file from one system to another system, how can we do it? We can do it by using the FTP type protocol, that is a file transfer protocol. That's why I said protocol exists for the several different applications. If you want to communicate between the computers on the network, how can you do it? With the help of the TCP, transmission control protocol. Okay, so in short, protocol can be defined as a standard set of rules that electronic devices to communicate with each other. Okay, so this is the definitions for the protocol. There are a few examples for the protocols are there. These are the example HTTP or HTTPS. This protocol HTTPS, that means this type of the protocol is secure one. HTTP is not secure. FTP is a file transfer protocol. Email protocols are there, POP3, IMAP and SMTP. We will discuss in the next slides. TCP, transmission control protocol. Okay students, so this is all about the introduction or the overview of the protocols. I hope clear to all of you. Okay, now next slides is there the different types of protocols are there. We will discuss in our today's session. First one is internet protocol, transmission control protocol, internet protocol. Combination of the both the protocols, internet protocol and the transmission control protocol. File transfer protocol. HTTP stands for hypertext transfer protocol. Hypertext transfer protocol secure. IMAP. IMAP stands for the sending for accessing the emails on the web server. The full form for the IMAP is Internet Message Access Protocol, SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, is used for sending an electronic mail on the internet. Okay, so these are all the types of the protocols. Now we will discuss each protocol in detail. Okay, students, now first protocol we will discuss, that is Internet Protocol. What is Internet Protocol? Internet, it is a protocol. So it is also defined as a set of the rules for sending and receiving data over the internet. Okay, there are the two types of the IP. IP addresses are there. This may be either IPv4 or IPv6. But the main function for the internet protocol is to assigning a unique identity number or the address to each of the computer device on the network. That is the main function for the internet protocol, and that address is known as the IP address of the computer. Now see, internet protocol is a very primary type of the protocol which can be used on the internet to send and receive the data from one device to another device. Okay, students, so this is about the definition. This is about the definition of the internet protocol. Okay, now it uses the IP address. It assigns the IP address. So along with this function, the main function of the IP protocol is to send our data or a packet to the right destination by using the IP address. Okay, IP address means that is to whom I want to send the data. Okay, that means it ensures that the data is sent to the correct person or desired person. This is the working. So now we will discuss about the concept of IP address. I discussed in the previous chapter also. IP address. What is IP address? IP address, it is a unique set of numbers which identifies a computer or a device connected to a network using an internet protocol for the data communication. That means your device is connected on the internet. Okay, your device is connected on the internet with the other devices. And how can you found that that particular data is coming from which device? How can you know this? We can know this by using the IP address. That means IP address is uniquely identify your device on the internet. Okay, so IP address, which can be defined as a set of the numbers. And IP address is assigned by the server of the organization. Server of the organization which is assigned the IP address to your computer system, which provide the services. Okay, now IP address consists of the 4 parts. How many parts in the IP address consists? 4 parts are there in the IP address, each of which contains 1 to 3 digits, either 1 or 1 to 3. Okay, within the range of 0 to 2 to 5. Negative numbers are not allowed in the IP address. These numbers or the digits are separated with the dot. This one dot. Example for the IP address, see 134.56.6710. That means IP address consists of the 4 parts. 4 parts, and each part which can be separated with a dot. Note point one thing, computers on a network can not have the same IP address. That means 2 computers cannot have the same IP address. Okay, so this is the IP address. One more thing, if you want to know, ma'am, what is my IP address of my computer system? How can you know it? How can you find it? For this, we have to using a ipconfig command. You have to just write the ipconfig command in your command prompt, and then we get the IP address of your system. Okay, so this is all about the internet protocol and the IP address. I hope clear to all of you. Now see in the figure. This is my IP address. This is the figure. How can you calculate it? Just you have to write the ipconfig on the command prompt window. Then press enter. Then the IP address of your device is shown in front of you. Okay, do it. Okay, students. Now, next type of the protocol is transmission control protocol. What is a transmission control protocol? Transmission control protocol is used to establish the communication between the two devices on which are connected on the network. Okay, transmission control protocol organizes the way the information is communicated. Information is communicated and ensures that each bit of the information having the some meaning, have the some facts. Okay, it can be defined that if you send the information, then in what way you send your information to the other person, that is defined by that of your transmission control protocol. Transmission control protocol is one of the main protocols of the internet protocol suite. Okay, it is one of the main protocols. It is originated in the initial setup of the network. Okay, students, so this is about the transmission control protocol definitions. Now, what are the informations are there? First one, sender, destination, sequence, data, and error check. These are the functions which can be done by the TCP. First one is the sender. Who is the sender? The computer from which the information has been sent. That is a sender. We send the information to the other person. That is a sender. Destination. What is destination? The computer to which the information is intended to be sent. Receiver. Who is the receiver? To whom I want to send my information. That is the destination. Now, sequence. The order in which the information needs to be transferred. What is the order? What is the sequence of the information? That is decided by the TCP. Now, data. That is the content of the information. Now, error check. To ensure that the information has been transmitted correctly or not. During the transmission, the data may get changed. So we have to ensure that. We have to ensure that the information has been transmitted correctly to the destination. Okay. So this is all about the TCP and IP protocol. One notice that TCP is higher level internet protocol suite. I told you it is the main protocol. It is also the higher level protocol suite. Just like as a mobile phone is incomplete without a subscriber identity module. What is a subscriber identity module? Like a SIM is incomplete. Our mobile phone is incomplete without a SIM card. Similarly, TCP cannot work without IP. Okay, now see students, I repeat. Similarly, TCP, transmission control protocol, cannot work without IP and vice versa. Why so? Tell me. Here I send the destination. I write there destination. To whom I want to send the information. How can I know? I know it by using the IP address. Then who assigned the IP address? IP protocol. Where is this? As we discussed in the previous slide, internet protocol assign the unique address to each of the computer in the network which is connected on the internet. Okay, so now see transmission. That's why I say TCP cannot work without the IP. Both these protocols are correlated to each other. Now see first line. See, TCP and IP is a backbone of the internet. This is the backbone of the internet. Every system or every device which contains every system or device contains a copy of the TCP program, TCP and IP program. Okay, TCP and IP combines the TCP and IP, that is a transmission control protocol and internet protocol, combines the functionality of the transmission control protocol and IP protocols. TCP, which can be defined as it is a protocol, so it can also be defined as a set of rules that allow the computers to communicate on the network, such as the internet, which allow the communication between the devices. So this is all about the TCP and IP protocol. Our next type of the protocol is file transfer protocol, FTP. Okay, if we want to transfer the files from one computer system to another computer system, then we use a FTP, file transfer protocol. This protocol is used whenever files are downloaded from or uploaded to the internet. Okay, that's why If you want to, this protocol is used whenever files are downloaded, or you have to, if downloaded from or upload it to the internet. Okay, file. Now see, file transfer protocol is a set of the rules that computers follow for transferring of files from one system to the another over the internet. How we can transfer the files from one system to another system? What are the rules? These rules are defined in that of the file transfer protocol. It may be used by the business to transfer the files from one computer to another computer. Website may use the FTP. May use to upload or download the files from the website server. Yes. Okay, that means we can able to download or upload our files on the internet by using the FTP. Okay, after uploading the files, the user can give the access or the share link with the others to download the files. If you upload your files on the internet, then you can able to share your link with the other persons. Now, FTP is a client-server based tool. It is a client-server based tool. That means there are the different types of the clients are there. There are the so many number of the clients are there which request a particular type of information from the server. So that's why FTP is a client-server based tool. Okay, so this is all about your FTP. Now, next one is a HTTP and HTTPS. HTTP, the full form for this is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. HTTPS, Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. Both these protocols helps in transferring the data over the internet. But now see, first way HTTP. It helps in transferring the data over the internet without security. Without the security. It provides the data of transferring of the data over the internet with security. That means whenever a website address is entered in a web browser like a Microsoft Edge or the Google Chrome, the computer of the user sends an HTTP request to the appropriate server for the web page. Then who make a request to the server? Who make a request? HTTP make a request to the server for the web page. Okay, the server locates the requested web page and send it to the computer of the user. That's why HTTP protocol is also known as request and response protocol, because the communication between the browser and the server takes place in the pairs of request and responses. For example, like websites like NCERT or CBSE, both these types of the website uses this type of the protocol, HTTP. URL in this type of the protocol, the URL begins with the HTTP. Here HTTPS, URL begins with HTTPS. In this, they don't encrypt the data, they don't encrypt the text. Here encryption is used. That means when you exchange the information from one device to another device, then your information is encrypted during the transmission. Okay, when it is received, the destination, that is decrypted. That means the particular information is only accessed by that of the intended user, not by the unauthorized users. That's why I say it is not a secure protocol, it is a secure protocol. Now it has a simple address bar, whereas within the HTTPS, it has a green colored address bar that shows that it is a secure one. Now next type of the reference is it can be hacked by the hackers, but it cannot be hacked by the hackers. Okay, so in short, HTTP is almost the same as the HTTP. The only difference is that HTTPS protocol is used by those websites which deal with personal and confidential information which needs to be secured. If we want to send our data, if we want to send the confidential data over the network, then we use a HTTPS type of the protocol. Okay, so this is all about like many type of the shopping website, banking websites, payment gateways, etc. uses this protocol for making the transaction secure. Okay, so this is all about the HTTPS and HTTP protocol. I hope clear to all of you. Now next type of the protocol. Now see, before the go to the next. Now see figure. This is secure. Why so secure? Because see, student, there is a lock is forming. That means both the websites are secure one. HTTPS. This is a secure. Lock is also ensure that this website is secure one. Now see figure this one. Figure HTTPS. HTTP. That means it is not secure. There is no S. Okay, so this is not secure. Now next one is type of the protocol is IMAP. IMAP. What is the full form for IMAP? Internet Message Access Protocol. Internet Message Access Protocol. This is a standard mail protocol used for accessing the email on a web server. If you want to access your email, we can do it by using the IMAP. It allows a user to manage the message on the email in a such a way that the messages appear to have been stored on the computer of the user. Okay, that means it helps us to manage our message on the email, which can be done by the IMAP. Now next type of the protocol is SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. The full form of Simple Mail Transfer Protocol is, the full form of SMTP is Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. This protocol helps in sending an electronic mail over the internet. If you want to send an email to someone else over the internet, we can do it with the help of the SMTP protocol. All SMTP servers use the TCP for transmission of the mails. Now question is here, which protocol is used by the SMTP for transmission of mails? That is TCP. The SMTP server has its own mail exchange record. Now see friends, SMTP server has its own mail exchange record. That means it can maintain the records of the emails by ourselves. For example, web mail system like Gmail, Yahoo Mail, etc. use the SMTP for sending and receiving the emails. Okay students, I hope clear to all of you. Okay, watch it and understand all the concepts. Okay, thank you.